Okay, at this time, you should have already turned in your math mashup or which one doesn't belong project with your name an hour on it, and you should have already done the quick quiz. Now we're going to do a little bit more review of what we did yesterday. So, yesterday we worked on writing equations, and you have to fight the temptation to solve them, but we need to practice more of this. So, you need to have your notebook and you need to be on the carpet. If you need to pause this, so the kids can write it, make sure you do. They need to have everything in their notebook. So everything that's on my screen should be in your notebook before you leave class today. So take your time. I'm also going to post this on the Google Classroom if you don't get it all done today in class. But you need to take responsibility for making sure you get it finished and in your notebook. So we're going to do this again, so make sure you get all of this written down, and then you can start the video again. So please pause it so they can get this written down, leave some space to write the equation, and then when everybody's ready, we can start it back up again. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do with these words is underline or highlight the words that are the math words in here. And these are our words that are in our toolbox on page 10. Okay, so you need to be looking for those words that mean addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and now equals as well. Sometimes it'll just say equals, sometimes it'll say something else. So in A, it says the sum of a number x and 4 equals 12. So the first one you should have recognized should be sum. And sum means plus. The next thing you're going to notice, should be anyway, is equals, and equals means equals. So it says the sum of a number x and 4. So we read it and write it like we hear it. X plus 4, the sum of x and 4 equals 12. Just goes in a line. This next one, B, is 54 equals more than a number, T. So we have equals. More than means plus. And then we just write it as we read it. 54 equals 9 plus T. Letter C is a little bit different because we've now got another word that means equals, but we've got to know what that word is. So 5 is, and that is means equals, 1/4. So they didn't write it out for us. We've got to write it for our equation. 1/4 would be that. Of means multiply a number C. So now we just write it like we read it. 5 is 1/4 times C. And that's our answer. Okay, next set. Hopefully, if I can advance the slides. All right, letter D says 11. Oh, first, sorry, got ahead of myself. Pause it, have the kids write all of them down when everybody has all of it down in their notebook. Then you can go ahead and start solving them together. So don't try to solve them, or don't try to write them yet. Like write out the answers. I just want you to copy down what this is, and then we'll go over the answers together so we make sure we have them. So pause the video, and then when everyone's ready, you can put it back on and we'll go through the answers. So 11 is the quotient of a number y and 6. And if you look in your toolbox, quotient is a word that means division. And then we just write it as we read it. 11 is the quotient of a number y and 6. So we're dividing y and 6. Letter E has an interesting one, so we got to be careful of that. 9 less than a number n equals 27. So less than is minus, equals is equals. But we got to be careful about how this reads. It's 9 less than a number n. So if I have 3 less than $4, you have to think, like, put a fake number there to kind of get you started. If I have 3 less than $4, I have $1, which means I took 4 minus 3. So you got to kind of do that in your head. So if I took 4 minus 3, then I would have n minus 9. So if you see less than a number n, you kind of switch the order that they're going in, equals 27. All right, letter F is one of those ones where you have to find the error in what the person did. So we've got to write it and write out what they did wrong. So a number n is 5 more than 12. So is means equal, more than means plus, and we've got to write it like we see it. So n is 5 more than 12. So what the person did wrong here is they put equals 12 instead of 5 plus 12 equals n. You've got to write it exactly like you see it. So what we would put as our explanation is it should be n equals 5 plus 12. So with those ones, you've got to solve it yourself first so you can recognize what the error is and explain it. So today, your to-do list is first, finish Galileo math. Okay? If you're not finished with this really has to be done today or tomorrow. We don't have enough time to keep doing this, so you either need to make sure you get it done today or you need to come in at lunch tomorrow and finish it as well. So if you do not get math or English Galileo done today, you should be in my room on Friday during lunch. Oh, not my room, I won't be there. In Mr. Althage's room or in Miss Stanton's room with a computer ready to finish up Galileo tomorrow. Either one. If you're done with Galileo, I want you to work on the Gumball Math Algebraic Expressions worksheet. This is not homework. I want you to keep it in your folder, but it is something I want you working on for the rest of the hour. I don't want to come back and hear any bad things about fourth hour. All good things. So make sure you're working the entire time, please. Okay? At the end of the hour, just put it into your folder. We have no homework tonight. This is not homework. I'm going to repeat that. It's not homework. But I will be looking to see if you were working. And if you're not working, then we're going to have a conversation tomorrow. So please make sure you're working on it the entire hour. This is review. So now we're on equations, but this is expression. So this is just kind of review of expressions. So hold on to it. We will eventually turn it in. It's just not due tomorrow. If you finish the Gumball Math Algebraic Expressions worksheet, then you can work on the calculator practice. Again, this is not homework either. It's something we're working on in class, and we'll be working on it for a while, okay? You do everything on your calculator, and then just enter it in and write the answers down on your sheet, okay? Be good today. Make sure you're working the entire hour.